your path demands you to walk through hell,
And I'm feeling
walk in as if you own the place.
From now on, I will not be filtering who I am, and I'll be apologetic to no one. Darling, I'm in my villain era.
Retire, and now we have the power to bathe all of you in entertaining fun. You need to let me be what I'm meant to be. I'm not the one who dies. I'm the one who does the killing.
Hello, my sweet tortured souls, and welcome back to Miss Violet's Underworld. In last week's episode, we made a little announcement that I was going to be joined by a new co-host, Mr. GTForbidden over here. And today is a first episode for her. Her first time. I'm popping her podcast cherry over here, everybody. So, a little bit of backstory for my viewers out there in the Underworld. I met the Miss Wonderful GTForbidden in the Underworld that is known as TikTok. I was exploring, looking around, just checking people's content out, and I found this dark, twisted bitch hiding in a corner somewhere. And I instantly fell in love with her. And here we are now, 8 months later, hosting a podcast together. So,
That's it.
For my viewers who may not know who you are, let's do the quick spiel about who you are as a content creator.
Okay, so hi, I'm GTForbidden. I do cosplay. I do my own random cosplay where it's just a bit of daft, and I also do a lot of Harley Quinn cosplay. But I also create my own cosplay, so I have OC characters that I've created that I have pulled from short stories that I wrote many, many years ago. Through making your own characters and stuff, you learn how to make your own masks, etc., like yourself, Violet.
Yes.
And all the time and effort that goes into it, and the planning and everything else. And I really enjoy it. I absolutely love it. I'm quite lucky because one of my main OC character, Baby Bear, which is Violet's absolute favorite character in the entire world, out of all of mine.
Oh, yes.
We're hoping to have her turned into a comic book. So that's exciting.
Yeah, so for all you comic book fans out there that are watching this show, keep an eye on this channel. And when the book is finally out, we will definitely do a little something here about it. Maybe give it a full review. We'll have to wait and see. But yes, I met you on TikTok as a cosplayer. It's a passion we both share. And sort of touching on what you said there about like making your own masks and all the planning and all the work that goes into it and everything. I was talking to my friend Raven Rose about this. And it's really, really funny how, from an outside perspective, I can see how it looks very, very strange that you literally spend months building up a character and a costume. You know, you do all the little painting and all the fine details, all the sanding. You do it all. It takes a long, long time. You get it all on. You get the costume on. You get the makeup done, the mask on, and you record for 30 seconds.
Or... This is what people seem to find the weirdest one, I think, for me out of cosplaying is I do all that effort, I get dressed, I get sorted thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to make content tonight, let's make some content, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then you get all your makeup on, and you get all of your costume on, and you get all your props ready, and you get the camera ready, and then you look at the clock, and it is midnight, and you're like, do you know what, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I have been there many, many a time. I've got the full garb on. I've sat down, I've made one video, and I'm going, right, let's check what time it is. And I look at the clock, and like you said, it's like 11:45, coming up for 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And I've gone, I've got to be up early in the morning now. So then you have to take it all off, which is not an easy process because people think getting in and out of costume, it's snap of the fingers, you're done. No, it takes this bitch over here at least 2 hours from start point to finish point, at least.
Yeah. For baby, I mean, for obviously I do a couple of different characters. So my
Yeah.
GT Forbidden, which is myself, just playing my kinkier side.
Why not?
It's
We all
pretty
have
easy for
one.
me to get into because obviously that's my dress and it's my normal makeup, so it's not really hard.
Yeah.
However, when I play Harley Quinn, her makeup, although it doesn't look difficult, can take me up to an hour in itself.
Oh yeah.
And then it's getting into all the gear and again, like you say, getting set up. Baby Bear takes me hours.
Yeah.
She takes me hours. So because Baby Bear, it I'm currently portraying Baby Bear on TikTok as the first comic that'll be being released, which is where she's leaving her husband. So in this particular outfit setting, or should we say, kind of look for her at the moment until she moves on, she's got wounds. So we've got FX makeup, built up wounds, blood, and then her makeup on top, and then her hair, and
Yeah.
then into costume on top of that, and trying desperately not to muck up any of the special effects that you've added in. She
Yes.
has a couple of bullet wounds and a couple of gashes on her legs and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
for some reason, even when I know that I'm only recording a TikTok that is going to be maybe up here, to hear of her,
Yeah.
I still feel that I need to put the whole thing on just in case.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a process, isn't it? It's
yeah,
getting into that. It's very much like actors will say that when they play like the superheroes or the villains or something like that, they don't feel like they're that part until they've got the full gear on, you know. And it's very much that feeling of putting each piece of that costume on over the space of 2 to 3 hours. It's you getting into that mindset bit by bit of the character. Like I know once I've got the full violet costume on that I normally wear, I'm not wearing it today, I'm simplifying things today, but when I've got the corset and the chains and the leather skirt, because it's so restrictive and so tight around the neck, I get that
yes.
that feeling that the character naturally has, and it drives me to do more with the character. So I definitely think that's one side of cosplaying that people
Yeah,
don't really
I think
understand and don't really
I
see.
kind of get that completely because like it's the binding and obviously with the character for Miss Violet, we talk about the void
Yeah,
and it wrapping around her, etc. So I get that. And like for Baby Bear, again, it's a similar thing where having all that blood dripping down you and all that. I know it's fake blood, it's FX blood. I don't use real blood. I'm
it
just gonna
gets you in
say
that
that right
mindset.
now.
Yeah, it pushes you into the character. It's you stepping
Yeah,
mentally into the character. So yeah,
yeah,
I
it
definitely get
does.
that.
It brings you that little step closer to it.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
100%. But then I'm not sure for all cosplayers, obviously, because I think me and you,
We're closer to our
ours are a little
characters.
different because
Yeah,
you're writing your books. I've got a comic book
yeah, exactly.
that I'm creating and short stories that I've already written um to move into that.
Yeah,
So we've got that little bit. I think we're a little bit closer to our characters than
yeah,
probably a lot of cosplayers that don't end up doing a huge backstory for them and stuff. Because obviously
yeah,
there is cosplayers out there that, you don't have to have a huge backstory. You don't have to put 1,012 hours into it.
yeah,
You can go and pick up a mask and you can partake and still have
yeah,
fun. It's just that I have to do it a certain way, like yourself, you have to do it a certain way. Um, and I think we get it behind it that little bit more, but it doesn't mean that
yeah.
everyone can do it if they want
Definitely.
to.
I think cosplay is definitely one of those things that's very all inclusive. Like you can be any shape, any size, any gender, any sexuality. You can be anything you want within the confines of if you can make it, you know.
Yes,
And it's
if
characters
you
like
can
ours.
imagine it and you can make it
Yeah.
or you can buy it,
And even if
then
it's
it's
just
possible.
as simple as a step as buying a plain mask and painting your own design on it and then That's my character. They're a normal person just in a funky mask. If that's your backstory, great. If that works for you, that's fine. Because
Exactly. I mean, that is
sometimes-
pretty much my backstory for Baby Bear. She's just a human being. She's not a supernatural
I
creature.
like
She's nothing
myself.
like that. She's a normal woman
Yeah,
that's been tipped
pushed
over the
too far.
edge.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Definitely. I mean, I
yeah,
know
you can
my
have any
characters take
kind
a
of
more
backstory you
supernatural
want.
slant, but that's just
Yeah,
me. That's just me. It's me being me. It's me
yeah,
showing.
exactly. Everyone's slightly different. I mean, I think that's the amazing thing about TikTok a little bit as well, because
Oh yeah,
as TikTok creators who do cosplay, obviously we see hundreds of other people that do
yeah, yeah,
cosplay and stuff, and there's so many people that come onto our lives, my life and your life and
yeah,
stuff, and they're like, oh my God, why are you guys wearing masks? You know it's not Halloween, right? And we're
yeah.
like,
We get the trolls. We get
no
the
shit.
trolls. We've had our fair share of trolls, and at the end of the day, if they don't get it and they like poking fun at us, that says more about them than it does us because at least we're open and brave enough to stand here in costume and go, I think this is cool.
Yeah,
You know?
it is. That's it. And I mean, it's also, I think, especially for people like me and you who do make our own masks, like, and put that effort in. And we
Yeah.
know a lot of other creators who do that as well.
Yeah.
You want to show it off.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
want to show it off. You've worked so hard on it. You know,
Yeah.
it's exactly how you imagined it to be.
Yeah.
You want to show it off. So
Exactly.
yeah, any
Exactly.
chance you get to be able to wear your mask and go, yeah.
Exactly. And I think that is one
Do
reason
it.
why I will definitely sing the praises of TikTok. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, it's toxic and it's this and it's that. I'm like, well, hold on. In the 10 months that I've been on there, right? Yes, I've had my fair share of trolls, but compared to the amount of people that I've met on there that I now talk to on pretty much a daily basis, yourself included,
I was about to
definitely
say, like me.
outweighs the amount of trouble that I've had on there. So
Yeah,
it's very much like any social media, really. If you find that group of people that you vibe with, that you can gel with and have a good conversation with, you'll have a fun time on there. But if you go looking for the bullshit, you will definitely find it. It's the
yeah,
same as any
exactly.
social media platform. And there are people out there
Yeah.
who solely go on there to try and make fun of people like
Or
ourselves.
just to
And they
cause issues and stuff.
yeah,
And it's not nice, and people are
no,
dickheads for it.
exactly. But we block them, we deal with it, we move the fuck on, we don't let it affect our day.
Yeah. But I mean, that's one thing. I mean, anyone who is doing cosplay who hasn't gone onto TikTok yet, or anybody who's even interested in it and would like to learn more about it, I
Come and
highly
join
recommend
us.
just getting yourself on and having a look.
Come and
Have a
find
look at
us
Miss
on
Violet's
TikTok.
profile.
We're both on
Have a
TikTok.
look at my profile. Have a look at the people that we support. We
Yeah.
support a very large community of other cosplayers. Me and Violet, obviously, horror themed. Um, so ours are more horror themed, but there is people on there. So even if it's more happy or Disney or anything, it's all on there. There's princesses and all
Oh yeah.
sorts
There's all
on
sorts on
TikTok,
there. That is
and
the one thing I
it's
can
great.
definitely
And I would
say.
say if you're thinking about doing it, really have a go at it because it's quite liberating and it's a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Slight tangent here, everyone. I know this is GT's introduction to the wonderful world of Calico and Miss Violet's Underworld. Little tangent here. When I first joined TikTok, I was going through a lot, and I mean a lot of mental health issues. I'd been practically. Not gonna name names because I'm not that much of a bitch. I'm a bitch, but not that much of a bitch to say names publicly on YouTube, unlike the person I'm talking about.
I'm
Um,
that much of a bitch, though.
I know you are, and I love you
Just
for it.
saying.
But these two people that I previously worked with pretty much harassed me to the point where I nearly suicided myself. Right?
Yeah.
I was at such a low point that I cut off pretty much everyone that I knew, hid myself away, and I kept having these outbursts of anger because I didn't know how to deal with things. And as an outlet for that, I started making silly little videos on TikTok. And then I started seeing these cosplayers, people in masks and things like that, putting out like either quite positive messages or like messages like, you fucked with the wrong person kind of thing. And I was like, these are they're hitting me quite hard and I want to do something about it. So I picked up
Yeah.
a whole mask, I gave it a repaint, I put it on, and I made videos. I didn't even have a name for the character at that point. I didn't know where I was going with it. And it was the
Yeah.
mask and working on it and coming up with ideas bit by bit, day by day. And it's quite funny. I went back and looked at some of my older TikToks when I first started the other day, and I cringed. I was like, oh my God, I thought that looked brilliant when I did it. But compared to what I do on there now, it's,
Oh,
you know, it's a
miles ahead.
curve. It is a learning curve, but it's a brilliant way. If you want to do anything like movie editing or anything like that, it's a really good place to learn the basics,
Yeah.
like timing.
CapCut.
Yeah, CapCut is a fantastic app that is basically like
Swear by CapCut.
yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant, very easy editing tool as well.
Yes. Very easy, especially for TikTok. You can actually edit it
Link
on
the
your
two,
phone
yeah,
and send it straight to TikTok just to make your life that little bit easier.
yeah, exactly. I've done that a couple of times. Like on some of the videos I've worked on, it's been like, oh yeah, I might as well upload that straight away. It's as I want it, so it might as well go straight across.
Yeah.
There's some that
I mean,
I will do and they need fine tweaking, but once I'm done, it will go straight over.
yeah.
So then, let's quickly get out of that little segue that we did there. Tangent alert, we're stealing from Hunya Geeky showing there. So, what
That's
got
all right.
you into cosplay in the first place? Or is it always just something that you've had an interest in and you kind of just followed it along?
So for me, I used to do, I mean, way back in the day here, because I'm an old bitch. You
Still
know,
younger than me. You're still younger than
I'm
me.
still an old bitch though. So way back in the day, obviously cosplay was not really known about, there
No.
wasn't very many groups, there wasn't a very big online presence, obviously online back, we're talking 10, 12 years ago,
Yeah.
was nothing in comparison to now. I think it was like
Yeah.
MySpace and shit back
Facebook.
then, wasn't
It
it?
was it was pretty basic. There wasn't any content creation outside of this wonderful platform that we're on called YouTube. That was around, but
Yeah.
it wasn't even nowhere near to the level that it is now. So yeah,
No, nothing was it? So back then, yeah, we still like, there was a group of us in my local area that were I've never been a girly girl.
yeah,
I've always been quite alternative in the way that I dress and the way that I live.
yeah,
Um I for a very, very, very long time lived well, I don't now, however, I'm slipping back into it, but living the BDSM lifestyle. So
nothing wrong with that.
part of that is dressing up a lot. And we had a little group, of us that did do kind of like dress up, not like dress up, but like, superheroes and stuff. So
Yeah,
we would do say, you dress up for Halloween, you buy a Halloween outfit and stuff like that. And instead of it just being on Halloween, we'd probably have about 6 parties that week
yeah,
or those 2 weeks where we were all dressing up and just having a laugh and making silly videos
yeah,
like we do, now, but on our own
exactly,
phones at home,
exactly.
making silly videos, not doing anything with them, just looking back at them
Yeah,
later down the line and having a laugh. So I've always kind of been up for dressing up and playing out character roles.
cool.
It kind of died down obviously as you get older and stuff and work and
Responsibilities
life
get in
and
the way. Yeah,
yeah, of course. And I started writing Baby Bear and Project B back in 2007.
yeah,
So I've been working on the characters, Baby Bear and Project B, how they are, their backstories, their ongoing stories, and how they all meet and everything else. That's been written out for years and years and years, and it's been hidden away. And when I first came on TikTok to support just a friend.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the dog out.
No
I
worries.
came on just to support a friend. She was desperate for me to jump on and everything else. And I was like, no, I don't need TikTok in my life.
Yeah.
I started TikTok. And I put up some stupid videos, and it was just me being an absolute dick, really.
Don't sugarcoat it. Don't
I
sugarcoat
never
it.
thought that I would get more than maybe 100 people follow me. I woke up one day and there was like a couple of thousand, and I pretty
Yeah.
much shit myself. Um, however, I wear my hair up quite a lot, in pigtails, as you know, Vi.
Oh, yes.
Um, and I was asked a multitude of times, would you ever do cosplay as Harley Quinn?
And
To
that's
which I
how it
said to them,
started.
I have it as a Halloween outfit. Yeah, I've got it. I can do it. So I did it. And then kind of started finding the horror scene. I first came across the three-headed TikToker. And
Yeah.
it was a live actually that I found, and he was doing some prosthetic work, making some props and stuff.
Right.
And I was just like, oh wow, I didn't think any of this, like, because obviously when you first come onto TikTok, it's all like the happy pop raving stuff. You have to find your niche slowly
Yeah.
with TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Definitely.
oh, I never realized there was such a horror side of it. And
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the people's works and stuff, and I was like, oh, it's really good. And then Baby Bear kind of in the back of my mind was, oh, I'd love to be able to get her on there. And
Oh,
so then
yeah.
it was kind of, how do I get her on there?
Yeah.
um, and starting off with just like basic. I mean, I bought like the most. Well, I say I bought the most. I bought a teddy bear mask
Yes.
about 10 years ago for Halloween, and I was like, oh, it's my baby bear, because obviously the stories were already written.
Yeah.
Um, and I started using that, and it was a very basic mask. So I changed it.
Yeah. Well,
Um, and now she looks
that's
amazing.
like,
Oh, I think she looks amazing. I mean, I've got her here. I'll pop her on.
well then
Um,
let's show the world of YouTube, Baby Bear. Although I
oh,
might start
baby bear.
drooling. I might start drooling, everybody. Be careful.
She is pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie.
And there we go. There is the baby bear. My sweet, twisted little baby bear sister. Ah, look at her.
She's got a pretty smile.
She has.
But like
I
this
love the
mask,
little
for
earring.
instance,
The little earring is my favorite little touch on that. The little
the
knife
little
earring.
earring.
Yeah, that little knife, that little earring is just such a cute little touch. It's so, so cute, but also so twisted, and it works. It works for the character, and that's why I love it. As soon as you see it, it's like,
Yeah. And I think like, but that's it though, isn't it? And I think that's where the difference is from buying a mask and making your own mask. I
oh,
mean, you
definitely.
make the base of this mask. This was out of Poundland last
Yes.
Halloween. There was loads of teddy bear masks. And I bought some. I have not ripped my original that I bought 10 years ago up. She is still
Oh,
safe.
you gotta
Like,
keep the
she
original,
will never
though.
get
You gotta keep
touched.
the original. It's
Yeah.
like me with this one.
And then yeah, that's it. And then I just ripped the fur off that was already on it and just took that base and just
Yeah,
went at it. So for me, I used a lot of like Miller putty and stuff like that,
yeah,
and built up a lot of the features, changed the face a lot, shaved down the face,
yeah,
cut some pieces of mask away. Obviously it's different because I'm covering it with fur.
yeah. You have to take that into account
Like
as
yourself,
well.
you haven't got that fur covering, so you wouldn't be able to just hack at it the way I probably
Yeah,
callously did with
yeah.
her. You'd have to be a lot more careful. But and then it was obviously all that work, and then getting the right fur and
Oh
all the
God.
rest of it, and the shading, and it doesn't sound like much. And
Oh
I
no.
don't know about you, Vi, but I think people don't realize just how
Oh
much work some masks can take.
yeah.
I
This
mean,
one.
me and you only do hard masks.
Yeah.
Um, we only have experience in making, these hard masks.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a go at making the latex and silicone
Oh,
masks.
definitely. It's
However, that
something
in
I.
itself is completely different feat, and I wouldn't
Oh
compare
yeah,
any of those masks at all because they take not just days, they can take months to
yeah.
make, and they're
You got to do all
stunning.
the
But I
molds and
mean,
all that kind of stuff for it. It's
yeah, of course, well, it's the
such
original
hard work.
sculpt, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's so much hard. I mean, us ourselves, the hard masks, they take a long time to make.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're not something that you can knock up overnight.
Exactly. I
Um,
was talking to one of our fellow TikTokers. I won't drop their name on here just in case they don't want me to. But I was talking to them earlier on today, and I was saying, like, when I do the work on these ones, it's at least a week-long process just to get the main base paints done because the type of paints I use take 24 hours to dry. And the downside to that is you can't like heat them up to try and get them to dry faster. You can't hair dry them because it just causes them
you
to
just have
crack.
to leave them be.
Yeah, so it's a case, it's like I said to her today, it was literally a case of coat number one, wait a day, coat number two, wait a day, coat number three,
Yeah.
possibly four, depending on what color you're trying to cover with a different color. You know, white
Yeah.
over black, for example, is a fucking nightmare. You know, sometimes you need at least four or more coats at a minimum, sometimes if you're doing white over black. So like, you know, one mask can take you up to or minimum of three to 4 weeks if you're putting, depending on how many colors you're doing. I mean, this one alone was just over 2 weeks from getting the base mask, sanding down the right parts, painting it
Yeah.
all, getting the horns on, and then you've got the dreaded fitting test to make sure everything sits where you want it
Yeah.
to sit. And
And
guarantee
even
every
after
time,
you've even got it perfected, the fitting thing can still be an ongoing battle.
yeah,
You
the
know,
padding on the inside of the mask that supports where it sits. Sometimes that digs in, so you need to shave it down. Sometimes it's not thick enough, so you need to build it back up. So it
yeah,
is a long process, and not many people realize that. Not many people see it. So this is one thing that makes me kind of laugh, right? People are like, oh, what are you up to? What are you doing so late at night? Why are you up till like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning? It's like this is what I'm doing. This is
just
why
making.
this is why I'm cancelling plans and not going out to gigs and things like that because I'm busy doing something that I one enjoy doing, two I want to make something of. If I can do this and go forward with it, that's what I'm going to do because I've really enjoyed discovering this art is the best way to put it. It is art.
It is art, yeah. It's
You know, I've
100%
really
artwork.
enjoyed it. And it's people like yourself, people that I've met on TikTok, all the cosplayers that we've met over there, like collect together and separately. There's such a community out there that I never knew existed, and they see what we're doing, and they. I
Yeah,
don't want to say that. I don't want to say they give us praise for it, but they do. You know, they do like, oh, that mask's wicked, and that gives us that little bit of validation that we're like, yeah, I found what I like doing. You know, I'm
yeah,
good at what it
it
gives you
does.
that I'm
I
good at
mean,
what I do feeling.
it's a wonderful thing, definitely about TikTok and the
The
cosplay community,
support,
especially the
yeah,
other mask wearers or makers or collectors. You know, they're extremely supportive.
they
They're
are. They
extremely
really are.
supportive. And, you know, some people will come on and they haven't done much to the mask, but they've tried. And,
Exactly.
you know, they're proud of it. And there's not one of us that would turn around and say to them, oh, shit,
Yeah,
because we all know that every single one that's ever made is a piece of art. You know, like that's
yeah,
it. It's a piece of art, like you said.
exactly. Exactly.
And we all like support each other nice, and
Yeah.
I think it's lovely
We don't give out
that I
criticism.
do really.
We never give out criticisms. We give out advice. It's like when someone says, look at this mask I made, what do you think of it? And we're like, it's a really good start, but if I were you, I'd try this for this particular thing. Like
Yeah,
you can see the effect they're trying to go for with something, and you've done it yourself before, and you're like, look, when I tried that, this is what I did. Maybe try doing it that way. Like I've spoke to you
yeah, of
many a time
course.
about like building up the mask a bit more, and you've given me ideas and suggestions. And that's what it's all about. We're not here to rip each other
Yeah,
apart
and
about it.
it's sharing advice as well, isn't it? It's
Exactly. It's
you
a
know,
community.
I use Milliputty on this particular mask, and me and you have had many conversations about
Exactly.
different materials and stuff that
Yeah.
you actually need to purchase to make a lot of these things,
Yeah.
and including a lot of, because it's not just masks. Some cosplayers are creating full body armors out of Eva form and
Oh,
massive
yes.
prop weapons and stuff, and I mean they're absolutely
I can't remember the
amazing.
name. I can't remember the name of the TikTok at the moment. That I'll find one of her videos and I'll share it over to you. But she's an amazing cosplayer. She's basically got like a humanoid owl character.
Oh, I've seen her.
And
I've seen her.
the ears and everything moves. And
Yes.
I'm like looking at that going, that is 1,000 times out of my league. I could probably never do something like that. But that doesn't diminish from what I do. She's good at that.
No, your
I'm good at
stuff's still
this.
amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the beauty about it. No one's stuff's the same. Everyone has their own take on it.
Yeah,
Everyone does their own thing.
yeah. Everyone
And
has their own little
everyone has their own personality, and
character.
it shows through in the work that they do.
Yeah, whether it's an original character like what we do, or if it's an actual like you were doing the Harley Quinn. People who do like
Yeah,
Harley Quinn, Batman, Joker, any kind of comic book character. Yes, you can tell that it's that character, but it's their interpretation of the character. Like
yeah,
the amount of
exactly.
Deadpools I've seen, and each one is ever so slightly
It's
different from the
totally
last one.
different.
Yeah,
Like I like to, I mean, like Harley Quinn, for instance, she is a beloved DC character. You
yeah,
know, me personally, I think now she has been turned kind of like a bit happy-go-lucky and ditzy.
she's had her
Um,
edges
and
shaved off a little
originally for
bit.
me, yeah, she's kind of been, sanded down,
Yeah,
softened up a little bit. And, I like to play her not like that at all. I like to play her the very dark Harley Quinn that she originally was when
yes,
she first was introduced. And I think that's a really good thing as well, because I can watch other Harley Quinn ones and I'll be like, oh, that's amazing. I love the way she's done that. But it's got
yeah,
a completely different take on the same
yeah,
character in a
exactly.
slightly different outfit or in the exact same outfit.
Yeah,
And or even better is when you see several cosplayers doing the same TikTok noise and
yes,
seeing just how very different each one of them can like spin that noise round
yeah,
and give
yeah.
that noise a totally different effect. I think that's always amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been on TikTok long enough now that some of the sounds I've used, other people have used as well. Like people that I actually know and talk to on there have started using sounds that I've previously used. I don't know whether they're taking them from videos I've used or what. I don't know. It's their popular sounds. But I do, like you
Yeah,
said, it's really interesting when, especially when it's a sound you've done yourself and you see somebody else do it, and you're like, oh, I didn't think of doing it that way. Like it puts a
yeah,
whole new twist on it, and that's again the brilliant thing about cosplaying over on TikTok. Right,
yeah.
we have been going
It sparks the
for
imagination.
it does. We've been going for about 45 minutes now, so it's longer than we normally go for.
Done?
I think we're done for tonight then, honey. What do you think? Anything you want to throw out there before we shut the gates of hell for the night and start our own little rave?
Uh,
Where can
no,
people
I'm going on.
where can people find you on TikTok? Like tags. What
Oh, my tag.
yeah, your tag. Throw your tag down.
It's GT Forbidden.
Exactly. If you don't know that by now, you're in the wrong place.
All of my social media is GT Forbidden.
Well,
Just letting everyone know. It doesn't matter what platform it
you do
is.
have the baby bear account over on TikTok though as well, don't you?
I do have a Baby Bear account over on TikTok. Baby Bear is I have separated her from just part of my cosplay stuff
Yeah,
because of
separate on
her
its own. Yes.
storyline. And obviously the upcoming comic. So I want hers to be a bit different because I want hers to be more separate. So with her account, and I think this is another interesting thing like you said, I know you're going to be doing the same thing, Violet.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can have your character purely be your character towards all of your followers, etc., through that account. So the baby bear account will not be, responded to by me. It will be me, but
It'll
it
be
won't be
you in
me. It will be
character.
the character
Yes,
that will
it's
be
character
responding.
replying. Yes,
Yeah. So
I definitely
lives,
get that.
etc. on baby bear would be, you wouldn't be speaking to me, you would be speaking to baby bear, and she would be responding accordingly to her personality and
Exactly. So be
her character
careful going into
background.
the comment section on the Baby Bear account, folks. You may get hurt.
She's
At the very
vicious.
least, butt
Like,
hurt. If you're easily offended, don't go on that page. Pretty much it. Pretty much.
yeah.
Right then, I think we shall
I
wrap.
also would probably say the same about yours though, Violet.
Oh yeah, there's a big change coming on my TikTok at the moment.
Yes.
You know more about that than most people do. But right then, I think we're going to wrap it up for this evening. Coming next time on Miss Violet's Underworld, Miss GT Forbidden and myself are going to be talking about one of our favourite films of the 1990s, and that would be the Wesley Snipes starring Blade. So, this is Miss Violet Impulse, and she has been Miss GT Forbidden. Remember, people, if you can't be good, be twisted. Don't get mad, baby. Get sadistic. See you later. Mwah. Bye.
If your path demands you to walk through hell,
and I'm feeling
walk in as if you own the place.